You didn't start your business so you could own a job, did you? You started your business because you wanted to own an income stream. You wanted to own more freedom, the pleasure of being your own boss. Not that it's always a pleasure. You wanted to own something more than just a job that you showed up to every day. There is a 4-step process to transforming your day-to-day work and your business from something that you work in to something you own. And we're going to talk through that 4-stage process in this video because we want to transform your job into a full freedom income stream, something that serves you. If you have been wanting more financial opportunity, more scale in your business, but you feel capped out on the number of hours or the number of clients that you serve, or your ability to focus on growth might be limited. You're in professional services. You are in a time for money trade. You are exchanging your time. You're spending time for a client and serving them to generate revenue. And that time for money trade only takes you so far because we only have 24/7 in a week. You have that, I have that. But when you started your business, you probably did it because you thought you would get more freedom, more flexibility, and more financial opportunity. The reality of the situation, there's a lot more urgency for clients, for making certain revenue thresholds, and it turns into this job. You got into this business thinking you would get one thing, but you might be at this stuck point where you're going, really, is this all there is? All I get is this job, this feeling of pressure all of the time. We take this 4-stage approach to get you out of that situation into something new. And it's the same approach that I take people through in detail through my coaching program. The other thing is considering how you're going to exit your business, whether that is selling your business and getting some sort of multiple for the revenue that you bring in, or it's an exit strategy where you could exit your business by turning it into a passive income stream. Let's look at how this 4-stage process works. Everybody starts in the business in some way. You might have started in your business with some business partners and some team members already in place. If you've started solo, if you started just you, or maybe you and another person, you're probably spending most of your time in the business. When you start in the business, this means you're doing it all and just keeping the business alive day to day. Even if you did have time to focus on growth, you're not quite sure what to do with that time. Stage 2, so this is jumping from doing it all to starting to have that higher value focus. And this is where you're doing less of that mundane and admin work. So as you're moving from in to in plus, you're just starting to get used to delegating, getting that practice of how to delegate, start differentiating between where you're getting really stuck in the business and stuck, capped out on hours, going a little bit crazy, feeling like the weight of the world's on your shoulders, to focusing more on those higher value activities. So this is in your first couple of hires, getting used to delegation, and maybe even getting a little bit addicted to that delegation process, going, this is fun, this is great, I can do so much more, I have so much more potential as I shift away from that mundane admin work. For some of you, this will be your ultimate desire, to work more on the strategic while you have somebody else do the tasks. Maybe your desire is to do litigation while somebody else is doing the drafting or more transactional work. Hire somebody else to do those lower value activities, even if they're doing them at 70 or 80% as efficiently as you are. You're freeing up massive amounts of time to generate more income and more growth opportunities. Whatever your business is in professional services, look at those activities that are higher value. The economic term is utility, a higher value in terms of revenue. That's the thing to look at if you're looking for maximizing the financial opportunity. But if you're also looking at maximizing your freedom and flexibility, I'd be looking at things like how much joy do you get out of something? How much fulfillment do you get out of an activity? If there's an activity you hate in your business, chances are that's the thing that you're most procrastinating. So let's just be aware of that as you're transitioning. Start looking not only at what's going to maximize your financial opportunity, but what's going to maximize those other two factors, the freedom and the flexibility, because those are things we can create now. We can create these at every single step through this process, from owning the job to owning the income. As you're working on your business, you have a growth focus. This is time that's dedicated not towards moving the needle and creating revenue in this hour right now, but in moving the needle and creating revenue in all the hours to come. So when you're working on your business, it's not about the difference between making $500 an hour or $400 an hour. That's an in the moment, what is the highest value thing I could do right now? But when you're shifting from in plus to on, you're starting to shift to, what am I doing in this next hour to build revenue in every hour after that? So you're looking at the long term. You're starting to shift into thinking about ways to maximize the ROI, the return on investment, for every hour, every dollar spent in your business. You can delegate at any level of your org chart, whether that's the low value activities or these high value on the business growth focused activities. Without somebody strategically planning for your business, without somebody designing and making decisions for growth that are long term, you're always going to be in that hamster wheel. And so if you're not going to make those decisions, you need somebody who will. This is that level in which you own the income stream. When you go to sell a business, what is somebody looking for from you? Let's look at this complete selling out of the business, and then we can back into all the other ways in which you might have other forms of ownership and enjoying the income stream. If you sell your business, what is somebody going to be attracted to? So let's take it from the buyer's point of view. They want something that is as turnkey as possible. When somebody's looking at buying your business, they're looking at whether they're going to get the return on investment in terms of the financial income stream, that profit, the after cost amount that they're going to be able to apply against the investment they made in your business. They're also going to look, though, at how easy it is to replicate those returns. If you are the person who's so tied up in every client relationship, or everything is a manual process and is embedded in the intrinsic knowledge of your team members, that's a very hard business to take over, because it means they can't replace out the people. They're really dependent on you. You're going to probably be asked to stick around that business for a longer period of time simply to ease the transition. So as you're moving from in to on to own, what you're looking for is how to make this more turnkey, how to make it so you are less needed in the business. It's like making yourself redundant, to say, how little can I be needed in this business in order for this business to function? And as you answer that question, you're more likely to be able to go away for 6 weeks and have the income still coming in and supporting you. You're more likely to be able to sell your business at a higher multiple and exit it with enough cash in hand to fund your retirement, fund a different kind of income stream by investing in something else. When you move from in to in plus to on to own, what you're doing is each time you're making yourself a little more redundant, a little more focused on higher value activity. So first you're concentrating on that in the moment. How do I maximize this next hour? Is it working on admin tasks, or is it working on strategic tasks that I can charge more to my clients? And then as you go from N plus to on the business, you're going from how do I maximize this hour to how do I maximize all of the hours in the future? And then when you're moving from on to own, you're starting to ask those questions of how do I build this so it's embedded inside the systems and the culture of the business, so that somebody else could not only take over and maintain the income stream, maintain the profit, they can just reap the benefits of that income stream and continue to maximize the growth in every hour of the future. So when you're thinking about this transition, this is your 4 stages from owning a job to owning the income stream. And so it has to do with systemization, it has to do with delegation, and understanding how you maximize that ROI in every decision that you make going forward.